ancient place. Mysteries from the past echo through our own times, and forces beyond our comprehension send reverberations down to our very homes and streets. On a planet filled with intrigue and magic, upheaval can strike without notice. Luckily, there is a group of upstanding adventurers fighting for justice and understanding. A band of gold. This is Tabletop Gold!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Band of Gold, the special premium series in which we play through and build a campaign from Pathfinder Society scenarios. Hi, my name is Lars Casteen. I'm the host of the show. For now, more on that later. But I'm joined by three other players. We'll find out. It's David Chernicoff. Hi, David, for the first time here in the Band of Gold. Congratulations for being here, and I'm happy to see you. How's it going?
Good first time. I'm really pleased to be joining in on this format and flexing a new muscle, which is to say doing turns that have things other than melee strikes in them.
We'll see. No promises.
Oh, yeah, actually.
You could theoretically just do melee strike. Yeah, it could work out. We'll see. We're also
They'll just be like for my third action instead of my second and stuff like that.
It's the game has changed.
Yeah.
We're also joined today for the second time here on the Band of Gold by Kevin Rowe. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. But you know what else is good?
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Hi,
we'll get into that in just a second. Do David and Kevin know each other? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. They do now. Armat is here as well. Armat Humphreys.
Hello. Delighted to be back.
Thank you for being here. You're maybe playing a slightly different role than you typically do. We'll get into more about that shortly.
Yeah.
I'm going to give everybody just a little bit of a heads up about what this show is. Maybe this is the first Band of Gold you've listened to. If so, welcome. This show is a production of Pathfinder Society Organized Play Scenarios. We're playing through Season 6 of Pathfinder 2nd Edition Scenarios, which is collectively called the...
Year of Immortal Influence.
The Year of Immortal Influence, of course, we know. Each of these scenarios is like a standalone thing. So you can jump in right here if you want to. You're going to start at episode A of this series, and you can just ride on through until the end, and you'll get a complete story. You don't need to listen to the rest of them. If you want to join right now, go ahead. But all of these do combine to like make a whole meta plot that tells the story of the Year of Immortal Influence. And so that's basically the story with Band of Gold. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy the game that we get into. Before we get into the game, I would like to just take a little moment to say hello and to introduce a little bit of a topic of conversation to help people understand maybe the connection between the various people on this call and to just give you a sense of what's going on. David and Kevin, you guys together were roommates. Is that correct? For years. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was going to say many different formats and iterations. Yes.
Yeah, we were roommates in 3 different dwellings. Am I missing one?
No, I think it's 3.
Yeah. In my head, there might be another one from like a random summer or something, but it's
a lot of hotel rooms, a lot of stray beds in various places.
Yeah, this is making it sound much seamier than it was.
We married each other.
This is true. Each of us officiated the other's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, you officiated each right,
yes.
right. So the two of you know each other super, super well.
No, we're just getting acquainted.
We're just getting to know each other now. Okay. I want to describe.
We hated each other.
Yeah. I was really surprised when Kevin was here because I've been seeing him around for years and we've never had a conversation.
Guy's been icing me out for 2 decades.
You've been icing me. This is interesting. This is how these miscommunications happen. We should have gone to therapy like this long ago because it's clearly
Wait, is that
it's
what
a communication
this is?
style. It's just a communication style thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
I want to share what one of my experiences of the two of you as roommates is or was. Everybody here enjoys playing games. I think that that's like fair to say. Everybody on this call also enjoys board games.
We certainly committed to it.
You certainly committed to it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of board gaming on this call, a lot of board gaming fandom on this call. And my experience of when the two of you were roommates, my sense of things is that the two of you played board games constantly, like all the time, nonstop, because anytime I would come over to your house and play a board game, one of you would be like, oh, well, we could play this. And then the two of you would be these like diamond edge assassins at whatever game that we were playing because you played like Race to the Galaxy Race for the Galaxy so often.
Yeah.
That's the one that this applies to.
Only,
actually,
exclusively.
Yeah, but it pretty much
Okay.
exclusively. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a second example.
Yeah. Okay.
But what is that like? What is that like living with somebody and then playing one game with them over and over and over again? Like, did you get bored of playing Race for the Galaxy? Did you find yourself, was it exciting to grow in skill at that game and to like expose its undercurrents? Like what was it? Tell me what it seems like a unique gaming experience. So I want to find out more about it.
Race for the Galaxy is in a category of games that promotes near infinite replayability. It's not unique in this. Comparing things to chess is really trite and obnoxious. It's not chess, but it's in that like very light kind of structural pieces. It's a deck of, I don't know, 200 cards, of which you're going to see 50 to 75 in a playthrough. So
Kevin,
if we did like a graph of how many games of a game has Kevin played, it would be like Race for the Galaxy in the thousands, and then the next runner up would be like 7.
right.
So, and
Okay.
I also, yeah.
I wasn't trying to accuse you of anything. Like I was just saying,
No, I don't think-
I noticed that the two of you, after like a year after you got that game, the two of you had like deeper expertise in that game than I have ever had in anything in my life.
I'm the same way as Kevin. I played that game way more than any other one. And it was because it was a good 2-player game that was super replayable, and we got it when we did. There wasn't anything comparable to it, probably available, period. There certainly wasn't anything comparable to it in our home. So, and we were both in an age and stage in life, which I'll call being alive, that required us to kill massive amounts of time so that we didn't neurotically dismantle anything of value that we had discovered or built for ourselves.
Sure.
So we needed to play a lot, and we did. And I have continued to play that game like truly unmatched amount because there's a very good mobile app for it.
I think
And
it's a rare game that stands up to that. Like most
Yeah.
games fall apart once you know them that well.
Totally, and this one doesn't. It is interesting over a large enough sample. Your win rate ends up at about 50-50 because there is just so much luck. And I know that because there's stats on the mobile app, but there's so much luck of the draw, literally the draw, like which cards are you fed and how well or ill do they work together and how much momentum can you get in the early game. But yeah, I mean, a single playthrough will be as quick as 3, 4, 5 minutes.
I'm going to get more confrontational with my questions now. This is I'm about to put your feet to the fire on this.
All right.
David, you said that this is the only game that
I said no such fucking thing.
Okay. Good. I had another experience. I had an experience of playing Race for the Galaxy with you guys, and I'm not trying to say it was unpleasant. It was just like really surprising to be like,
right? You're
wow,
like, oh my god,
these
I'm
two
in
guys
over my head here.
Yeah, or just like, it wasn't even that. I was like, wow, like I genuinely was like, wow, it's really beautiful that these two people have found like the sauce in this game, and that they have it on access, and they have access to it, and they're able to like pop it out whenever they want to, because that's not a thing that always happens with games. Like most of the time when you play games, in my experience, you're kind of like fiddling around, learning it. Like there's friction, there's distance between you and the game.
All of the kissing was a house rule.
Okay,
That's
wait a
not
minute.
Fart.
But I just want to like present a counter argument to what David is saying, which is I went over to your house one time and I played Carcassonne, and you were also like a mastermind ninja assassin at that game. Also, like it was also absurd how outclassed I was at Carcassonne. Because I was like, Carcassonne, that's the game where you put the pieces down and you make a pretty village. And every time I did something, David was like, boink, done, donk, over. Like he cut me off every single time. And I was like, oh, that's what this game, I didn't even realize that was the game until David so expertly like cut me off at the knees.
Yeah, well, so we won't let me
amazing.
play defensively with her anymore. So that's why I invited you over.
Yeah,
That's why I got that call at 2:00 in the morning and I had to come over to Long Island City.
Hey, I think you are identifying an interesting phenomenon, which is that there are some games where there is a like not necessarily non-obvious or semi-obvious like dominant strategy or technique that if you play with someone who's played a couple of times and you have not played before, they will just absolutely mop the floor with you. And also games, I think, that play to particular people's strengths. So, for example, I don't think I would ever beat David at Carcassonne or at Ra. Like my spatial reasoning is not going to, and attention span is not going to help me at Carcassonne. And like the gambling.
But you've never lost a game of Power Grid in your life.
But I've never lost a game of Power Grid in my life.
Which I know because I've never won a game of Power Grid in my life because I only ever play with Oh, no, that's not true.
Okay, wait,
I win games of Power Grid when I play them without Kevin. But every time I play Kevin, it's...
So I feel like part of what we're discovering, though, is that Race for the Galaxy was a game at which the two of you were relatively evenly matched, and you could actually have competitive games with each other, which may not have been the case for these other games that you're bringing up. And that's maybe part of what it was that made that game such a big thing for the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, I would have kept playing a game that was had as high quality and replayable a 2-player version that many times with Kevin, even if I lost all the time.
Right.
Heads up, Race for the Galaxy is easily in like the top 3 2-player games of all time. And like, I don't think that's all that hot of a take, which so it's hard for me to have this discussion without like praising the masterpiece of the Race for the Galaxy by Tom Lehman. Available
future sponsor
in your friendly neighborhood board game store.
There it is. Well, we're about to jump into scenario 4 of this game. There are a couple things I want to let you know if you haven't listened to one of these shows before. We play with a few variant rules that I want to establish for everybody right now. We're about to get into playing Pathfinder. Strap in. The variants that we've got are automatic rune progression is on. That means that people don't need to spend money or resources on adding striking and potency runes to weapons and armor. The armor and weapons just get better without needing to make choices about that. And the other variant rule that we play with is something we call Erica's rule, which says that anybody with training in medicine automatically gets the continual recovery feat. So you get to heal every 10 minutes instead of every hour. Before we get into today's game, I want to say thank you to our Gold Star sponsors, our supporters at the Gold Star level. That's Schadenfred, Wise Gaming, and Elo 9000. Thank you so much for everything you do to support what we're doing over here.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And I just want to circle back to something I said. I mentioned earlier that we've got a rotating cast of characters and players. This time, we also have a rotated GM running this thing. That's right. I'm not running this game. Matt is running the game. Amazing. Let's get a round of applause for Matt.
Wait, Matthew Humphreys?
Yeah, the very same.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough act to follow Lars. But without any more ado, here is my cover of Bronski Beat's Small Town Boy. No, just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, no, seriously, I'm stoked to be playing, and hopefully we'll have some fun today. I think today's session and the follow-up are going to be really fun, and we're going to really have a cool vibe going with these. So I'm excited to play with you guys.
I'm really, really juiced for this.
I love having a cool vibe.
And for anyone who's listening, yes, this is the first time I've played this game in a game not run by Lars. And,
what if you realize that it's like awful? What if you realize like that this dude sucks?
Honestly,
I think
Armet,
Lars meant, what if I realized that him running games is awful?
That's what I'm saying. What if you realize that
these
Lars
two and
is
everybody
a
else
disaster?
heard the opposite? What if you realize the game is awful when Lars is not running it?
Oh, that's not what I was saying at all. Armet, what scenario are we running right now? What are we doing?
So we are running 604, an Enkindled Carnival by Mike Kimmel. So thank you, Mike, for writing this fun adventure, and I think we're going to be excited to dig into it. I do we have anything more we need to talk about, or should we
I don't
just
think
jump
so.
in?
I think we got to get going. I think
Let's
it's
rip.
past time to go.
All right. It is time to rock. Let's do this. So, you guys are members of the Pathfinder Society, and you find in your little cubbyhole one day this invitation. And I'll read it for you because it comes from the Lady Hesla Embersplitter, who is sort of a socialite about town. I don't know if Lars wants to do the full recap of her, but she's been important to the sort of series of Pathfinder Society missions this season a bunch.
Yeah, she was
As a-
featured in the first scenario.
Yeah, exactly, with Rix and Dee and Parsley. But she's basically a recent transplant socialite come to Absalom, biggest city in the world on Galarian, and she has been helping raise money for Ulthun II, the Watcher Lord of Lastwall, I believe. So you guys find this note for her that says, "Esteemed Pathfinders, as thanks for the warm welcome I've received from the people of Absalom, I graciously invite you to a delightful carnival hosted by none other than myself, Hesla Embersplitter. Come on, come all, for the food, the dancing, the games, and the prizes. All children under 12 are invited to attend for free, along with their chaperones. It is truly the least I can do for the people of this most glorious of cities. Let it be a day to remember for many years, no, for the rest of our lives. You'll find the Gilded Carnival just down the street in the Foreign Quarter, practically on the doorstep of your esteemed Grand Lodge. You can't miss it, and I'm sure you don't want to. I'll be overjoyed to see you all there. With gratitude, Hesla Embersplitter." So, having read this, when you guys, the day comes, you guys are headed to meet at the appointed sort of meetup spot that has been arranged through the lodge. So let's start with David. Who do we see coming to arrive here at the meetup point? Or are they already there doing some waiting?
We'll say that he's already there doing some waiting. We see I was about to say a short, but I don't really know how to baseline dwarf height.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say a standard heighted dwarf.
Which is to say short.
Well, yeah, a short. Yeah, but is a short dwarf anyway?
Right, yeah, no.
So hard.
It's such
Hold
a
on.
hard.
I'm lost.
hard
Let's
thing
get to the bottom
unwrap.
of this.
It's a regularly
How
sized
tall
dwarf.
is it, David?
Oh, well, how tall are dwarves usually?
That's such a good question.
Like about that tall.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of small.
Yes, Kevin, playing this game with me is exactly like you think it's going to be. So yeah, about that tall. It's a dwarf. Did I say he was a dwarf? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And he's dressed in perhaps not as refined adventuring garb as you might sometimes find with members of the Pathfinder Society. Here, amongst friends and colleagues. He fits in pretty well. You don't notice anything amiss, but on close inspection, you can see that his attire would let him blend seamlessly into nearly any crowd on the streets of Absalom. And that is because the streets of Absalom is from whence he hails. This is Scruffian Gurnk.
I love the name.
A reformed, or perhaps we should say reformed, ? Street tough, who has come to the Pathfinder Society after a couple of decades of skullduggery and tricksterism on the streets of the city. I think he's got, probably about the gleam in his eye that you would expect. And every so often when, his eyes are always scanning around the room, but every so often when he feels there's a moment to let his guard down, he removes a coin from his pocket and he does a little bit of light coin
Ledger
cradling, close-up magic, almost absent-mindedly, like it helps him to keep his mind off other things.
I love it. That's such a good image of I can see the gold coin rolling over his furry dwarven knuckles. So Lars, same questions. Who is this? Who do we see arriving or waiting here with Scruffian at the arranged meeting spot?
So I'd say that as Scruffian arrives, he sees somebody already here. He's sitting on effortlessly and stylishly on a 2 or 3 person Davenport. He is a fit and well-kept human man with a pale complexion and an effortlessly in-place swoop of salt and pepper hair. He wears an expertly tailored white and gray shirt and pants with the subtle but unmistakable image of a lion embroidered down the sleeves. This tastefully appointed but practical clothing sits beneath a few select pieces of leather armor that, although they've seen some wear and tear, look similarly fashionable. He sits with the ease of a man who has never had to work a day in his life, but his obvious love for gazing out onto the people as Scruffian arrives, he smiles warmly. He loves being around people in a way that maybe keeps in check your worst judgments of this kind of person. However loathsome you think he might be, the milk of human kindness tempers any judgment you might have. There's one thing, though. As Scruffian arrives, this gentleman is clearly excited to have your company here, but when you move too close to him, he steps back, like he doesn't want you to get within an arm's reach of him. He flinches back instinctively. And perhaps Scruffian thinks that's just as well anyway, because although this middle-aged gentleman appears impeccable, he wears an oddly off-putting amount of cologne. He sees Scruffian walk up and says, "Ah, nice to meet you. I'm Reginald Talbot IV, but you can call me Reggie. Nice to see you."
I love it. Okay, so Kevin, totally different question. What is your character's position on the legalization of refined pesh for recreational use? No, just kidding. Same questions. Who's this guy or gal or being?
She's got 90 more minutes on Race for the Galaxy, if that's helpful.
Okay, good. I was hoping we'd get back to this.
If you were going to use one word to describe the Reverend Denise Saxolittle, that word would be lizard. If you were going to use 2 words, those words would be lizard cleric. She moves with an unhurried pace and a placid expression on her face, smiling at people as they pass, greeting people she knows, greeting people she doesn't know, while you would never dare to try to guess the age of a lizard. You can tell from beads around her neck that are signs of her following of Shaylin for each year of her life, that she is an older lizard folk. She moves with a comfort in her own skin that comes with age and experience. And as she walks up to the two standing, and the Pathfinder Society says, "Blessings upon you, fellow Pathfinders. Thank you for allowing me to join you on our journey today."
Please, it is lovely to make a new acquaintance. I have been with the Society for some time, but I have to admit I haven't met every single agent within it, and the opportunity to meet two fresh faces such as your own is one that I relish. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight. I'm excited to figure out why on earth this woman is inviting Pathfinder agents to a carnival for children. Seems a little peculiar, but I guess we'll see what sorts of things are in store for us, won't we?
Yeah, good to meet you both. You don't like carnivals? You don't like games?
It's not a judgment of the carnivals. I've had quite a nice time at a carnival. It's just that I wouldn't perhaps think about stocking the attendees with Pathfinders. Just seems a little strange to me. I would maybe go to candy shops or toy stores and maybe flyer there rather than inviting. And he lifts open part of his vest to show a dagger that he's holding. Heavily armed adventurers to a carnival. It's not a judgment of the carnival. I just think it's an interesting quirk.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they need security.
I hope it's that simple.
Last time I was at a carnival, I was working the carnival. I was responsible for a booth. You needed to throw a ring and stack it directly on top of another ring. And you're not going to believe this. The rings were ever so subtly weighted.
Denise gasps.
Yeah.
Scandalized.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing is as it seems at those places.
Well, I guess that dovetails nicely into what it is that I was saying. I'm ready for the unexpected.
And aren't we all just barkers in the great universal carnival here in our booth at the Pathfinder Society? Who's to say our rings are any less weighted than theirs?
Makes you think.
Reginald is like, "Do you mind if I smoke?" And he pulls out a cigarette, just sort of idly looks off into the distance, contemplating this lizard folk's philosophical quandary.
And as he draws out the, is it a cigar?
Yeah, it's like a little custom hand-rolled cigarette.
Okay, and
Says,
and
I
as
have
he,
another one if you'd want one.
And as he does that, Scruffian looks down briefly, and then suddenly a hand appears nearby, holding a lighter, and Scruffian's telekinetic hand hops deftly up and strikes a flint and tinder to ignite Reg's first smoke of the day.
Reggie bursts out laughing, and he's like, "I love being a Pathfinder. Fantastic. I can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you so much, Scruffian."
Anytime.
Denise takes the second proffered cigarette and lights it calmly with her own match. You can tell she's very good at concealing her expressions, but you can tell, even despite her years of clerical training, takes just like the slightest pleasure in surprising him.
And Scruffian, I guess, takes another from the pack offered by Reggie, or the telekinetic hand does, and flicks it up in the air where it flips a couple of times, and Scruffian catches it in his own mouth. And the hand hops from one shoulder to the other, and then lights his own.
All right, let's see what nightmare we have in store for us, shall we? Let's go.
Butler comes running over. He says, "You cannot smoke in here. What do you think this is?"
Well, actually, you can. 'Cause
Burn
you're
down
out.
3 Pathfinder societies that way.
You lose more Grand Lodges that way is the thing. As you guys are enjoying each other's company, you sort of take in the scene for a moment. The sky above Absalom is a crisp blue, though in the distance some dark clouds on the horizon can be seen gathering. Still, it should otherwise make for a wonderful day, full of delightful entertainment. Many Pathfinders like yourselves have gathered here in the courtyard of the Grand Lodge to walk to the nearby gilded carnival just a few blocks away in the city's foreign quarter. The Pathfinders defy the oncoming clouds with their excitement and uplifted moods, but not all are quite so cheerful.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, how dribbly dreadful.
Says Urwal, leader of the Verdant Wheel faction. He suddenly perks up and looks over and sees you guys.
No! It's you! I've been looking for you. Yeah, no! I found them!
And then he looks back, frowns, gazing at the clouds.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Iando Klein strides over, waving and addressing the group. Hello, off to the carnival. If we could have a moment of your time. But Urwal cuts him off.
Before it's too late! Before the rain begins, before...
Sorry. It's just that I had this horrible dream. It's the clouds, you see. Or rather, what the clouds bring. Not just rain, but pain, danger, and something wet. But not just a normal kind of wet. Something awfully wet. Wetly awful? Wet and awful? I'm not entirely sure, but it's not going to be good. Iando puts his hand on Urwal's shoulder. A little rain never hurt anyone, but I suppose I've seen stranger things in this line of work. You agents had best be on the lookout for anything strange or even dangerous while you're at the carnival. I'm not saying I have issues with Hesla Ember Splitter, or the carnival itself, but she seems to be making major moves in the city, and we're not quite sure what to make of them yet. Be careful, and stick together, and throughout the carnival, just in case. Urwal holds out some berries in his hand. Says,
Yes, extra careful. And just to be safe, eat these berries.
I'm sorry, you want us to eat the berries?
Yes, exactly.
What kinds of berries are they?
I know nothing at all about them. They came to me in my dream.
Okay, Urwal, I'll play your game.
And Iando kind of looks at you guys and is like, look, I've known Urwal long enough to take it on faith that he knows what he's talking about. And especially so if he doesn't know what he's talking about, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, it's like my mama always told me. Never eat a person's street berries unless another person says that you should.
There's a wet slapping noise as Denise's long tongue flaps across the room, grabs several berries from his hand and gobbles them up.
I love it. Does the good Reverend Kevin have the lightning tongue lizard person feet?
She sure does.
Oh, I love it. I'm very excited by that. If you guys want to make a recall knowledge check here, you might be able to learn.
I do. I want to make a recall knowledge check.
Of course. This could give you a little bit more context for Hesla, Ember Splitter, and Absalom. So it would be does anyone have Absalom lore?
I don't
Society?
have Absalom lore, but I have genealogy lore. If I would know something about the family of Hesla Ember Splitter, if that's relevant. I do also have society.
I would take either of those. I will take the genealogy lore to know something of...
All right, I just gave you a private genealogy lore.
All right.
And I want to roll society as well.
Maybe you guys are pooling your knowledge, like kind of discussing with each other what you know. And And I think that what Iando has mentioned to you would definitely confirm some of Reggie's suspicions about the odd invitation. So Reggie, unfortunately, does not recall seeing the Ember Splitters on his studies of family trees. Is he from Taldor?
He's from Taldor, yes. Reginald Talbot IV is from Taldor.
I think he knows she's from Taldor, but maybe that was the week where he was playing hooky to learn adventurer skills or something.
Reggie looks at Scruffian and he's like, I don't think she's from much of a family after all.
Wow, that's interesting. She certainly has
of the
all
Taldoran Ember Splitters.
She has all the markers of it. The the forward way of talking, the fancy handwriting.
Yes, I suppose.
But if you'll excuse me, I need to use the restroom.
Yes, of course. Go piss, girl. Go piss. Oh, David's gone.
There's a tiny man behind him.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Trying to feed him berries, weirdly.
He's like, eat the berries.
Yeah, exactly.
David's followed the tiny man out of the room.
I just want to stress, this tiny man that David followed out of the room is of a perfectly average size for a child.
Thank you. Yeah.
I only understand heights in dwarfs now, in fictional dwarfs.
Well, that's how you want to.
Why, that child was 3 dwarfs tall.
Sorry, 3 adult dwarfs or 3 child dwarfs?
Oh, yeah, that is where things get thorny.
David is back.
Yeah, what I miss.
Did you eat his berries?
Oh. Yeah, my mom said I should, as long as there's someone says there's a reason, even if they don't say what the reason is, then you eat the street berries.
Do these berries do anything to us as we eat them?
I think
Or is Urwal just weird?
I don't know if you can tell anything.
Okay,
good. Urwal is just maybe kind of weird.
Well, then, I think the obvious question is, how do they taste?
They taste decent, but they're like kind of bland. I'm going to be honest. They're not the best berries you've ever had, you know?
Okay. Well, as long as we've started out by eating the bland, effectless berries, very pointedly offered to us by an NPC authority figure, then I think we're ready to roll,
good to go.
Right, guys? Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
I think we're good.
David, did you want to do a society roll, or should we just keep...
Yes. Whatever. Let's keep rolling.
Let's do it. We teased it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you know that Hesla's Grand Carnival site is located quite close to the Puddles district. It's where many residents who are living in destitution because the quarter is intensely flooded. So it's a very difficult place to live. Carnival is going to be very popular with these residents, especially the parents and the children, because they can attend for free. Hesla Ember Splitter has been courting Absalom's elite, despite Reggie's pronouncement of her as not from a very good family. And she hosted a recent dinner party, which was the previous Pathfinder Society mission. But it seems like this is deliberately an attempt to get some popular acclaim or favor. So from the working classes of Absalom, which I'm sure you can fill in, or Scruffian would fill the others in as you guys are making your way to the carnival. And when you arrive, it is a totally lush, beautiful scene. There's fire eating, there's games of chance, juggling clowns, dancing bears, enchanted fireworks, friendly foot races, rhyming contests. Another stall for some sort of word game has a large banner over it that reads, "Punned down on the street." And these are just a few of the countless attractions on offer here at the Gilded Carnival. You see throngs of excited people from all walks of life stretching along the multiple city blocks it occupies. Vibrant golden lanterns sparkling with magic mark the event's perimeters, but within the grounds, the sounds of laughter and the evident good cheer travels freely with the crowds. Children run to and fro, playfully eluding their exasperated chaperones, while the fancifully dressed guards seem content to allow anyone and everyone to come and go as they please, hardly bothering to inspect invitations at all. Most people pay no mind to the gathering storm clouds overhead, but the lines at the indoor attractions are starting to get longer, and a few people have begun congregating beneath the awnings near the street food vendors, just in case. And as you're coming in, you see a carnival employee who his name tag reads Ginevri Dura. She's wearing battered armor and drumming a tambourine with the hilt of her dagger. Donations, please. Donations for the cause. Every copper helps win the fight. 1 gold buys a shield to save a warrior's life. 3 gold buys a holy water to keep the dead at bay. Donations. And as you guys come in, her gaze kind of settles on you and she says, "Oh, Pathfinders. Look, I know money's always tight for you guys since it all has to go back into the work, but, you know, a donation could make a real difference for the cause. Any takers?"
Scruffian, although he didn't seem to be holding a coin a moment ago, all of a sudden there's a coin in his hand, and he flips it forward. I assume she's maybe holding out some kind of a box or a pouch or a purse, or there's some sort of collection receptacle nearby. And so he flips it, and the coin goes tumbling end over end a couple feet in the air and lands squarely in the center of the small coin purse that she's holding out. And just as it does, and we hear the clink of it landing, all of a sudden he has another coin in his hand somehow.
And she applauds, and that was amazing. I love it when I get to run into Pathfinders. Just so you know, though, the suggested donation is 3 gold. Yeah, I'm just, you could save any number of lives there. That's 1 holy water.
Scruffian pauses to see whether either of his colleagues are going to chip in.
Yeah, absolutely. Reggie is like reaching down into his, into the various pouches, and he pulls out like a beautiful custom embroidered wallet that says RTIV on it. And he opens it up, but as he's opening up and fishing out 3 gold coins, he looks over at Reverend Denise at like Scruffian's magic that he was just doing, and he's just like, amazing. Like, he's just so excited about it. He's like connecting with Reverend Denise. He's like, did you see that? That's a crazy. And he sort of absentmindedly fishes 3 gold coins out of his wallet and says, "Surely this, in combination with the entertainment that my friend provided you, is enough to count as a donation, isn't it?"
She smiles and says, "Of course. Whatever you can give is always welcome. So thank you." And she smiles and shakes each of your hands and assures you that this will be going to further the fight in Lastwall. She also explains it's for Hesla's fund for the fight against Tar-Baphon, the Whispering Tyrant, commands legions of undead and threatens all of Aveston with ruination.
It's a horrible thing that happened up there. Absolutely horrible.
Terribly ugly. And we're, trying to make sure that our money goes to help the brave citizens of Lastwall. And I think as that she shakes all of your hands again, lets you kind of get into the main axis and start wandering through the carnival. I think you probably start checking out some of the littler booths. Maybe you get something to nibble on as you walk. But the first thing that really catches your eye as you get into the sort of games section proper, you see a man in an Eagle Knight uniform standing near a fountain decorated with seashells, driftwood, and fake pirate treasure. He's attempting to placate a gaggle of children of all ages, but most of them seem upset, and some are actually wandering off to look for trouble elsewhere. One of the older children is surprisingly the most upset of the bunch. She's carrying a baby goblin in her chest harness, and she grabs the man's sleeve and says, "Oh, please, Sir Daslan. My little brother would love it so, so much. You don't want me to have to disappoint little Pin, do you?" And Little Pin, for his part, is busy picking his nose, but as soon as his older sister holds him up to the Sir Daslan, Pin begins to wail as if on cue. Sir Daslan responds, I'm sorry. I'm clearly not good enough to win the goldfish. Maybe we'd better move along? Find another game? The wailing intensifies, and the look of panic on his face, he kind of looks around and suddenly sees you guys. Pathfinders, wonderful! Gather around, students. Surely, with their tremendous talent, these Pathfinders can win the Gilded Goldfish, and then we can be on our way. He leans in and grabs one of you. Possibly Scruffian? Who does he grab?
I think Denise looks like a soft touch.
He leans and grabs Denise's lapels gently. Here's Sir Daslan. And he whispers to her, please help me.
I think both Kevin and Denise are a little unsure what does this resemble a family group, or it's an adult with some children under his care? Does this look like the Child Snatcher?
Yeah. And as Pathfinders, you would actually know this character. I'm sure listeners who've done other Pathfinder Society missions in previous seasons, these are characters from one of those missions. Jay Daslan is an Eagle Knight who has been associated with the Pathfinder Society, and he runs a school, an academy for the children of Pathfinders, are mostly his students. So while it's like a boarding school, so while they're off on dangerous adventures, they know that their children are safe. And yeah, so that's who this character is. And you definitely know he's a good guy. He's not
Got it.
someone you have to worry about. Yeah.
Denise takes a knee and says, child, what is this beautiful goldfish of which you speak?
Oh, hello. You're a Pathfinder? My father's a Pathfinder.
Why, yes, I am.
Well, then I bet you're good enough to win us the Gilded Goldfish. Oh, Little Pin and I would just love it so much. It would look so good in my room, you know. It's got so very few things to put on the shelves and
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah.
I feel as though, listen, Reggie's a nice guy, but he's not going to get ripped off by a bunch of grifting kids.
Yeah.
Can I just want to see are we getting scammed here? Is this a hustle? Can I don't think that he trusts these young goblin children.
Scam-based adventure path.
Hit me with that sense motive.
Okay, this is a secret perception check coming your way.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Reggie clearly sees that this young woman, her name is Vim Moneymaker. I assume she showed up in one of the previous missions as well. She's definitely working all the adults in the radius, and that somehow she's managed to contrive to get her little brother to wail on cue. But it's a fun thing, and you know that if you did it, it would help cement the good name of Pathfinders, basically. And because you're Pathfinders, if you'd agree to take on the task, the kids cheering you on will help swell your skills, and you'll get a circumstance bonus to
Child, is this
fishing.
one of the ring-throwing based scams, or do we win the goldfish elsewise?
Oh, I'm not sure about scams, but it's right over there.
A scam is just a game with different letters.
I never thought of it like that.
Really gives you a new perspective.
Okay, fine.
Yay!
I would like to roll underworld lore to see whether Scruffian knows how this game is rigged And I want to make a play that if this is a strong enough underworld lore check, I should get a circumstance bonus to whatever is required to play the game based on my experience with carnivals in particular and general underhandedness.
Definitely.
All right.
I'm going to give you the lower lore DC for this. So, yeah.
All right, you want it blind or open?
I think we can do it open. It's a DC 16.
Okay. So here is underworld lore for the chance at an edge in the game. 17 on the die for a 24.
Ooh, so close to a crit. So Scruffian narrows his eyes, and we get the close in, like almost like a Clint Eastwood, like thing.
I'm like counting cards in a casino.
Exactly. He knows right away that there's a hidden contraption agitating the water, and it startles the fish at regular intervals, and so that's going to make it harder to hook one of the fish. If either of you guys wanted to try a nature or maybe a crafting check, I could probably give you a couple other insights, or you might be able to discover some other ways that they're sort of running a game here. You know?
Yeah, here's nature. Let's get a little insight into. 19 on the 19 on the die for 27.
Nobody knows fish like Scruffian. So yeah, Scruffian is able to watch the biggest fish and can give a sense of its behavior. I don't know if you guys, one of the other two wants to make a third check, but you have the option. Or we can move.
I'll craft. Denise will craft it up.
I've
seen fishing contraptions of this nature.
Dang, using up all the good rolls here on the crucial.
What'd you
part.
roll?
Shaylin, guide me.
What'd you roll, Kevin?
It was an 18 on the die for a 25.
Hell yeah.
Dice are hot tonight.
Yeah,
they are.
Let's use them up.
Use them up. Gotta get them out of the way.
Exactly.
Back half of the episode, all crit fails.
Mm-hmm. Just like Shaylin wants it to be.
As Shaylin wills.
So yeah, you guys are easily able, between your efforts, to compensate for the various unfair ways they've rigged this event. Yeah, now you're ready to jump in and attempt the game itself. And so as you walk up, you can talk to the guy who's standing in front of the booth running it, or by the fountain running the booth, being like, it's quite simple. You take a rod, you fish. Catch the biggest fish on your first try, you get the gilded goldfish. Catch a smaller fish or the biggest fish on a subsequent try, you can have any prize other than the gilded goldfish. Makes sense, right? Hey, Paladin Grass. Good to meet you.
Your name is Talden Grass?
Oh, no. It's Paladin Grass. I apologize.
Baldrin Bass?
I thought I'm sorry. I have Taldor on the brain. I thought your name was Talden.
It's perfectly understood.
I thought maybe we went to school together. Although I suppose that's unlikely.
No, I don't think. I would have recognized you.
Oh, so you did go to school, though. Interesting.
Yeah, I have. Actually, I've attended many different schools. Barbary.
Barbary school?
Yeah, intro fencing.
4 scoundrels.
Intro like fencing sword fighting, or fencing like, doing
like closing pastures so that the animal don't escape. Yeah.
Oh, that kind of fencing. I thought you meant selling illegal goods. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to make any assumptions about the sort of people working here, but
I think that's just one of the funny things about language, is the inherent ambiguities and using one word for multiple definitions.
A triple entendre.
Yes. Well, anyway, don't let me get you in your way, please.
Well, who would like to take a crack at this little diversion first?
All right. I would like to take a crack at this little
Okay. Okay.
How, by what mechanism do I take this crack?
So there are a couple of different checks with different DCs, basically. There's an
Arcana.
athletics check, which is DC 18. DC 18 is like also survival, or the lowest is fishing lore at 16.
Okay.
Um,
We can stop at athletics for me.
and you're going to get 2 points off of that because of your fine assessment of the situation. So that will
Yes.
just be a DC 16.
This is how the game is played.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
I hate to admit this, but assurance in athletics would help me here.
The rare fishing exception for athletics assurance.
Yeah, so that's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
get
still
for all that
waiting for.
Michigas. It's a 21.
That is higher than 16. That is a success.
Awesome.
So you have make a very strong opening fishing. Basically, the way we're going to determine whether or not you get the gilded goldfish is if 2 out of the 3 of you succeed.
Okay.
So Denise jumps in. How is she helping?
She's you adopted the water. Denise was born in it. She's going to use, she's in her natural habitat. She's going to use athletics to just grab some fish. She eschews
Hell
the
yeah.
rod in favor of just getting in there claws begotten, as as that expression goes.
Yep.
Here comes an athletics check. It's a critical success. What for? Because of the 20 on the die.
Oh, is that how this game works?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna do it. So yeah, Reggie doesn't even need to jump in. He just kind of stands. I'm imagining him smoking on the side, just kind of watching and like applauding and cheering as they,
I think Reggie had been like picking up a fishing pole, like trying to twist it around and like try to get his way around it. And he like hit himself in the face a couple times and is like, oh, well, it seems like you have this taken care of anyway. No need for me
He's
to
like
get involved.
pulls a hand out, just a fish on every finger.
And so Pauldron Gress, you see you guys, goes, nice. Well done. Very proud. Some might even say honored to deliver this unto you. The gilded goldfish. And so you guys have won the gilded goldfish, and the kids sort of swarm around you cheering. It's like the end of insert heartwarming children's movie here, like I don't know, Ernest
Get
Goes
Out.
to Camp.
It's like the ending of Ernest Goes to Camp. It's exactly like the ending of
Right.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yeah, when you
Amazing.
started saying that, I
Yeah.
was thinking Ernest Goes to Camp.
It's the one we all immediately associate
Yeah.
with that kind of
the
joyful.
iconic children's movie.
I have been
Right.
thinking about it.
I was gonna say the
all
Mighty
day.
Ducks, but then my brain failed it. But yeah, and Jay is just kind of floored, but just gives a slight clap, not because he's trying to diminish his appreciation, just because he's kind of stunned that you actually managed to do it with such proficiency. And he is like, this is incredible. Thank you so much. I love them. She's wonderful. If I had not gotten that for her, I would never have heard the end of it. She terrifies me. And he offers you guys 2 alchemical substances. They're oils of mending. If you need them, I find they're handy sometimes.
Sure, let's take the oils of mending. And Reggie is like, well, it seems like our mission here at the carnival is complete, everybody.
You've done all
We've
that
done
you needed to
Everything there is to do. We've gotten the reward.
Yeah.
It's been lovely meeting the 2 of you. Time for us to go home.
Let's head out.
Let us
Um,
never speak of this again.
Did we, Armit, did we get that holy water from giving money to that lady?
Oh no, you don't get the holy water.
Oh, man.
The people in last wall get the holy water.
All right.
It's not even
was
like
the
when you
point?
donate and you get the like Sports Illustrated phone or anything. It's just like, yeah, the World Wildlife.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
Um, Yeah, let's get this oil. Let's get this mending stuff.
Yeah, I just dropped them in the party stash.
Oh, the party stash. Who wants them? I'll take one. Anybody else want one?
Yeah.
Okay. Scruffian gets one, and Reggie gets one. Sorry, Kevin.
But yeah, anyway, so you see after Jay has handed over these oils of mending, is now stuck with the large sort of fishbowl, like, one of those classic bowls, and having to wander around with it. But you feel good. You've defended the Pathfinder's good name yet again. And the kids look cheerful and happy and seem to be settling down a little, actually. So your good deed may pay forward, not just for Jay, but maybe somewhere else in the future. But as you guys are sort of standing and kind of debating where to head next, the weather sort of catches your attention. So if you guys want to give me a nature perception check.
I'll give you a nature check. Are we talking about blind or are we talking a little open situation?
We can do open. It
All
is right. DC 20 or 22 for perception.
All right. My nature check that I just threw out there was a 23. We're crushing these skill checks, everybody.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so both the Good Reverend and Reggie notice that the wind has subtly but suddenly shifted. And now it's coming from the south, where moments before it was coming from the east.
That's quite strange.
Yes. It's still pretty light enough that most carnival goers haven't noticed that. And so it just sort of registers on you guys. And I'm going to give you a little bonus called Something in the Air, which may come up to help a little further down the line. After you kind of, sort of narrow your eyes thinking about this, it's sort of like the beginning of a horror movie where, there's just that one little out-of-place item that threatens the otherwise good time.
Like in Ernest Goes to Camp?
Yeah. The part of Ernest Goes to Camp that really ruined the experience for me was when it ended. I feel like I could just have kept watching that thing forever, man.
Yeah, no, that's why I started playing D&D, because I wanted to create an immersive
Ernest Goes to Camp
simulation.
Wow.
And this is the payoff for the whole...
Yeah, this is it.
This is going to be my West Marches campaign, where it's just... Anyway, okay.
Yeah, this is your Ulysses, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is your Ernest Goes to Camp.
This is your Ernest Goes to Camp. Yeah, we already solved this problem. We know exactly what it is.
God damn, it's good.
Reggie looks up at the sky and he's like, I feel as though things are about to take a little bit of a turn. Are we ready for whatever might be coming?
Yeah.
Good. I knew I could count on you, Scruffian.
Try to stay ready.
Control is an illusion.
All right, Reverend Denise.
No, that's incredible.
Learn to let go.
I'm telling you, she's right.
If you have no goals, you cannot fail.
Well, you can't succeed either, I guess.
Yeah, you're not going to get very far, though. You got to eat, right?
No, but there's really
Do not
something
quibble
to it.
with my aphorism.
Fair enough.
Quibbling is but the devil's workshop.
That's what
Isn't that the truth?
My mom always used to say that. Don't quibble unless someone gives you an okay reason why quibbling is okay. And then you quibble.
So as you guys finish your philosophical debate here, you notice that you are next to a elaborate furnished carnival tent, and it's pretty clear that the people going in and out are sort of the nobility, or the sort of creme de la creme of Absalom society, elites society, which obviously means most carnival goers are kind of leaving it at an arm's length. And curiously enough, you see a man who looks exactly like Pauldron Grass working security outside the tent. And I think seeing that Lady Hesla has gathered her society here and wanting to maybe get a look at this of the moment character, you might want to head in and scout the thing out.
This is the tent where the wealthy people are?
Exactly, yes.
Reggie's like, I think we should go in here right now. This place looks great. This is definitely where we should investigate next. Let's go. Come on.
As you try to enter, the man who looks like Pauldron Grass is like, hang on. Who are you? This is a private event.
My good man, we just won the Gilded Goldfish from you, I believe, and as such, that must mean something. Let's head on in. Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not me. That's Galdrin. That's Pauldron Grass. I'm Galdrin Press. So I actually can't stand that guy. But I see you're Pathfinders. That's totally acceptable. You guys may come and go. Please, come on in.
Reggie looks at the other two and he's like, what?
Even I found that slightly irritating.
Yeah, that was weird, right?
I'm super chill about stuff, and God, even that got even my goat.
No, it's interesting because that felt extremely commonplace to me.
Squaldron Squess.
Oh, okay, let's head in. It's a little strange that we're being ushered in just because we're Pathfinders. Keep your wits about you. Yes?
And as you guys enter this tent, you hear the laughter and wine is being served, and everyone in the tent is, somebody. And a finely dressed woman smiles wryly and says, look, some of the Pathfinder agents I invited. Please join us. I would hear what you have to say about my gilded carnival. I trust you're enjoying yourselves and that you've donated to the cause. And one of her sort of entourage leans in and whispers something into her ear. She says, oh, you have donated. Well, wasn't that thoughtful? Please be welcome. So this is Lady Hesla Ember Splitter. You guys are going to be trying to impress Lady Hesla on behalf of the Pathfinder Society. You're trying to curry favor because she is one of the political operators of the moment, and it would help to have her support, obviously. So you guys can make various attempts here. And because you donated, the DC for the check will be reduced.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do a diplomacy to make an impression, a deception check to lie favorably about the society, perhaps, a society check to behave appropriately, or an Absalom lore or an undead lore, or maybe something else you guys have a pitch for, to recall knowledge and steer a conversation towards something she likes on that subject. And if 2 out of the 3 of you guys succeed on this check, you will have impressed her and curried her favor.
I think that Reggie would love to do a diplomacy check to make an impression on Lady Hesla. Reggie walks straight up to her, almost like everything else is fading away from the world, and he reaches out his hand to take hers to give it a kiss, and he looks at her and he says, oh wait, no, he doesn't like being near people. Hold on a second. He stands up from a short distance away, and he does a very broad bow, and he says, Lady Hesla, I have heard so much about you. What an honor to finally make your acquaintance. I am Reginald Talbot, but you can call me Reggie. And I rolled a 24 on my diplomacy check. 10 on the die. I've got a very good diplomacy check.
Yeah, you do. That is a success because it was DC 20. So with the dropped level. So Lady Hesla's, well, it's so nice to see that some people in your organization do have good manners and sense. It's so lovely to make your acquaintance, Reggie. Who is going to try next to win the favor of the mercurial Lady Hesla?
Can Denise use religion to badmouth Tar-Baphon share a lot of
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
give it to Tar-Baphon,
I'm gonna.
enemy of Lastwall.
Give it to
I love it.
Tar-Baphon.
Yeah. You know the thing about undead, and
What is your roll, Kevin?
I rolled a 16 on the die for a 30.
and we'll pick up our story there next time.
He's a real tar buffoon.
The Band of Gold is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Band of Gold is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in the Band of Gold are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit tabletopgold.com to learn more about us and our shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.